Hello my schoolers, this is my school channel where we are tackling the JAMB CBT past question for mathematics year 2017. So right now in this clip we'll be solving questions 37 to 45. So join me as we tackle question 37. Make S the subject of the relation P equals S plus Sm squared over NR. Okay, so let's first replicate this question on our whiteboard. So we have P equals S plus, all right, we have Sm squared over NR. Okay, the first thing we can do here is to find the LCM. And the LCM on the right hand side is NR. Okay, so 1 in NR, we still have NR times S, so we have SNR plus this and this is 1. 1 times Sm squared, so we have Sm squared equals P. So at this junction we can cross multiply, so if we cross multiply, would have P times NR, which is PNR equals SNR plus Sm squared. Alright, so what do? We can see S is common, so we would have PNR equals S into brackets NR plus M squared. We divide both sides by this, okay? Plus N squared. Very well. So if we move to the upper side, we will see that therefore S equals PNR over NR plus M squared. Okay, so if we scan through our options, going back to our screen, okay, we'll confirm which of them carries our answer. So we'll see that option A is super correct. Question 38. The operation, okay, on the set R of real numbers is defined by what? Okay, so we have x and y equals 3x plus 2y minus 1. And we are asked to find this. Okay, this is very simple. So do not let the sign or the symbol you just seen, don't let it bother you. It's a very simple thing. So the first thing we did is to replicate the question on our whiteboard, just the way we do it, okay? So that we can have a clearer solution. So we can see x, we can see y, so this represents x, all right? And this represents y, okay? So this is the equation we are working with. So we see here, so this implies that, okay, this is 3 into bracket, where x is 3, okay, plus 2, where y is minus 1, then the remaining minus 1, okay. 3 times 3, we have 9. 2 times minus 1, that is minus 2, times plus, that is still minus 2. Then we have minus 1. So 9 minus 2, that is 7, minus 1, that equals 6. Okay, so let's go back to our screen and confirm our option. So the correct answer is option C for 6. Remember that you can get any of these great Myschool tools. It is either you download the Myschool mobile app or you get the Myschool software. More information on how you can activate and enjoy the functionality of any of these tools are freely and readily available on the Myschool website. So all you just have to do is to click on the link in the description below that takes you to the Myschool website. So right now let's tackle question 39. Find the gradient of the line joining the point 3, 2 and 1, 4. Okay, so remember that gradient, slope, it's a very easy question to tackle, okay? An easy question to tackle, rather. Okay, so we'd have the slope, okay, or the gradient equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, okay? y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So let's bring out the point. We have 3 and 2, then 1 and 4. Okay, so this is x1, y1, x2, y2. So we just slot in the values here. So we'd have y2 is 4 minus y1 is 2 over x2 is 1 minus x1, that is 3. Okay, so we'd have 4 minus 2, that is 2 over 1 minus 3, that is minus 2. 1. So what we would have is minus 1. Okay, so now let's go back to our screen and confirm our option minus 1. So if you look through these options with me, you realize that option C for minus 1 is super correct. Please do not forget to hit on the like button. Also click on the subscribe button and tap on bell notifications so you can get alerts as soon as the next videos are uploaded. Question 40. Simplify the cube root of 64a raised to power 3. Everything enclosed in the brackets of being raised to the power of minus 1. Okay, so now let's solve this question. So the first thing we did is to replicate the question here. All right, so we would have here, so this implies, just neglect what we have here. Okay, so this implies that 3 or the cube root, okay, of 64, right, times a raised to power 3. Okay, so this still means that the cube root of 64 times the cube root of a raised to power 3, isn't it? And the cube root means 1 raised to the power of 1 over 3. So that means we have the cube root of 64 is 4. How do I know? 4 times 4, 16. 16 times 4, that is 3. Okay, so we have 64 raised to power 1 over 3 times we have a raised to power 3 times 1 over 3. Okay, so we'd see here 3 strikes out 3, so we have 1 times 1, that is 1. 1 times 1, that is 1. 1 divided by 1 is still 1. So we'd have a raised to power 1, okay, times cube root of 64, that is 4. So a raised to power 1 is still a, so we have 4 times a. So let's move up. 4 times a raised to power 1 is still equals to 4 times a, and that gives us 4a. So remember we have outside here raised to power minus 1. This minus means 1 all over, okay, so we'd have 1 all over 4a. Okay, so this is our final answer. So let's go back to our screen and confirm our option together. 1 over 4a. So we'd have option D as the most accurate option. Number 41. If 2 root 3 minus root 2, okay, over root 3 plus 2 root 2 equal m plus n root 6. Find the values of m and n respectively. Okay, so this is definitely a question unsolved. Okay, so we would have the question 2 root 3 minus 2, okay, over root 2 over root 3 plus 2 root 2. Okay, very well. So what we just have to do is, you can see the denominator. We just have to find the conjugates of the denominator. The conjugates just simply imply, I can just relate it to us as the opposite sign that we have here, okay? So the opposite sign of what we have here will be minus, okay? So the conjugate of root 3 plus 2 root 2 will be root 3 minus 2 root 2, okay? The conjugate of the numerator here will be 2 root 3 rather plus root 2, okay? You just have to change the sign for this context, okay? So this is what we are going to do. We are going to multiply both numerator and denominator by the conjugates of the denominator, okay? So that will be times, okay, root 3 minus 2 root 2, okay, very well, over root 3 minus 2 root 2. Okay, so now let's do our simple multiplication. Okay, so we'll have 2 root 3 times root 3. This is very easy. We have root 3 times root 3, that is root 9. Square root of 9 is 3. So 3 times the 2 outside, that is 6. Okay, we would have 2 root 3 times root 2. Okay, let me just write it out, or probably you can just follow me. 2 times 2 would have 4, isn't it? Then root 3 times root 2, that is root 6. So we have 4 root 6. Remember the sign, the minus sign. Okay, so we'll move to the next one. Minus root 2 times plus root 3, that gives us minus root 6. Minus times minus, we have plus. Root 2 times 2 root 2. Okay, we have 2 outside, so root 2 times root 2, that is root 4. Square root of 4 is 2. So 2 times this 2 we have outside, that is 4. Now let's move to the denominator. Okay, root 3 times root 3, that is root 9. Square root of 9 is 3. Alright, so we have the minus sign. Plus times minus, we have minus. So root 3 times root 2, that is root 6. We have 2 beside this, so we have a minus 2 root 6. Okay, plus times plus, we have plus. We have 2 outside, so root 2 times root 3, that is root 6. Alright, we have plus times minus, we have minus. Okay, so 2 times 2, that is 4 already. Then we have root 2 times root 2, that is root 4. Square root of 4 is 2. So 2 times the 4 we have outside, that gives us 8. Okay, so now let's work together now. We have 6. Okay, minus 4 root 6 minus root 6, or minus 1 root 6. Okay, just say minus 4 minus 1, that is minus 5. Okay, so that will be minus 5 root 6. Okay, let me write this out properly to eliminate confusion. Okay, all right, so we'd have 4 plus 4. So let's just save time. So 6 plus 4, that is 10. So basically, for the numerator, we would have 10 minus 5 root 6, okay, over, okay, for the denominator, we have minus 2 root 6 plus 2 root 6, that is gone, that makes 0. So 3 minus 8, that is minus 5. Okay, so we can still simplify this further by having, we have 5, so 5 can still reduce this, so we'd have 5 in 10, that is 2. Remember, we have minus 5. Okay, so that will be minus into bracket 2. 5 in 5, okay, that is 1, that is still root 6. So if minus affects everything here, what we'll be having will be minus 2 plus root 6. Okay, so the question requires that we identify m and n. So this is said where m from the question plus n root 6. This is our requirement. So we can identify m as minus 2 and n as 1. Okay, so that means m equals minus 2 and n is 1. So going through our options together, let's see which of them has this value. Okay, so we'll look through it together. M is minus 2 and n is 1. So that makes option B super correct. Remember that the Myschool website is super functional and very easy to use. Okay, all you just have to do is just to click on the link in the description below. It takes you to where you can ask your questions right now and get solution providers to help you out, all on the Myschool website. So join me as we tackle the next question that we have here. So if alpha and beta are the roots of the equation 3x raised to power 2, not times, rather, okay, plus 5x minus 2 equals 0. I'm going to repeat the question again for clarity, especially the equation part, okay? We have 3x squared plus 5x minus 2 equals 0. Find the value of 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta, okay? So we just have to write out the equation on our board. So we have 3x squared plus 5x okay, then we have minus 2. Then the equation requires that we find the value of 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta. So the first thing we have to do here is just to find the LCM. Okay, the LCM here will be alpha, beta. This will be left with beta times 1. We have beta plus this will be left with alpha times 1. We would have alpha. Okay, so this is basically what we're going to have. If you want to just arrange it properly, you can have alpha plus beta, okay, over alpha beta. So recall that alpha plus beta, okay, equals minus b over a. Okay, what is b? B is 5, so it will be minus 5 over a, okay, the coefficient, which is 3. All right, so alpha beta is c over a, where c is minus 2, okay, over a, that is 3. Okay, so this is what we have, this is what we're asked to find. So we would have alpha beta is minus 5 over 3, minus 5 over 3, divided by alpha beta, which is minus 2 over 3. Okay, so that implies minus 5 over 3 times 3. We have minus 2. We should not neglect that. Over minus 2. Okay, because we have the minus 2 from here. So it shouldn't be left out so that we can have accuracy. Okay, so 3, 1, minus. Okay, so what we would have left is 5 times 1. We have 5. 1 times 2, we have 2. Okay, so that implies that 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta gives us 5 over 2. So we just have to look through the options together and see which of them has 5 over 2. And that is option D. In case you have a better step or explanations to any of the questions we've tackled so far, please, we would like to know. Just like you have always used the comment section, kindly indicate the question number and the explanations you would like to share. Question 43. Find the range of the following set of numbers: 0.4, minus 0.4, 0.3, 0.47, minus 0.53, 0.2, and minus 0.2. Okay, so recall that range is just the difference between the highest number and the lowest number, the lowest value. Okay, so if we look through all of these that we have here, the highest is 0.47. Okay, 0.47. Remember, we say range is highest minus lowest. Okay, then what will be the lowest? The lowest is minus 0.53, because minus 0.53 is lesser than minus 0.4. Minus 0.4 is lesser than minus 0.2. Okay, so the lowest is minus 0.53. Very well, so we'd have 0.47 minus times minus, we have plus 0.53. When we add them up, we are going to have 1.0. Okay, so let's go back to our screen and see through our options. Okay, so joining me right here, we can see that option D for 1.0 is correct. Question number 44. Okay, so we have evaluate 1 minus, open your brackets or parentheses, whatever thing you want to call it. Okay, 1/5 times one whole number, 2/3, you close brackets. Okay, plus, open the brackets again, 5 plus one whole number, 2/3. Okay, this is a very good question that is very accurate to get an answer when we are using board maths. Okay, the steps provided in board maths. So at first, let's sort out what we have in this bracket here. The first bracket, 1/5 times, converting this mixed fraction to improper fraction, that will be 1 times 3, we have 3, plus 2, that is 5/3. Okay, so 5 strikes out 5. So for the numerator, we have 1 times 1, we have 1. 1 times 3, we have 3. So we know that for these brackets, when we evaluated, we have 1/3. Okay, so the first attempt here will be 1 minus, having evaluated this, we got 1/3. The LCM here is 3 in 1, that is 3 times 1, that is 3, okay, minus 3 in 3, that is 1 times 1, that is 1, 3 minus 1, that is 2/3, okay. So for here we have 2/3, all right, plus, okay, if we work on what we have in the brackets here, 5 plus 5/3, converting the mixed fraction to an improper fraction. So the LCM here is 3. 3, 1, that is 3. 3 times 5, that is 15. Okay, plus 3 in 3, that is 1. 1 times 5, that is still 5. Okay, so we have a drop down, plus 15 plus 5, that is 20/3. All right, so since the denominators are the same, you just add up directly. So we'd have 2 plus 20, that is 22. But for simplicity's sake, we can still find the LCM, which is 3. 3 in 3, that is 1 times 2. We have 2 plus 3 in 3, that is 1 times 20, that is 20. So 2 plus 20, we have 22/3. So we just have to go back to our options on the screen and see which of them carries 22/3. Okay, so that makes option C very correct. Question 45. What is the product of 2x squared minus x plus 1 and 3 minus 2x. Okay, so all we just have to do is to place both in different brackets. Okay, so then we use expansion method to solve this question. Okay, so the first, the second, so we'll have 3 into bracket 2x squared minus x plus 1. All right, then we have minus 2x into bracket 3x squared, rather 2x squared. Okay, then we have minus x plus 1. Okay, so let's use this to multiply this and this to multiply. Okay, so we have 3 times 2, we have 6x squared. 3 times minus x minus 3x, 3 times 1, we have plus 3. Okay, over here, 2 times 2, we have minus sign, minus 4x, x times x squared, that gives us x cubed. Okay, minus times minus, we have plus, 2x times x, we have 2x squared. Okay, minus times plus, we have minus 2x times 1, we have 2x. So all we just have to do is to collect like terms. Okay, collecting like terms, we have the highest here is minus 4x cubed. Okay, followed by x squared, so we have plus 6x squared, all right, plus 2x squared. Very well. Okay, then we have x, so we have minus 3x, then minus 2x. Then we have plus 3. So when we drop down, we have minus 4, this is raised to power 3 rather, minus 4x raised to power 3, plus 6x squared plus 2x squared, that gives us plus 8x squared. Alright, minus 3x minus 2x, that is minus 5x plus 3. Okay, so this is the product of this and this to give us this. So let's go back to our screen and confirm our option. Minus 4x cubed plus 8x squared minus 5x plus 3. Okay, so if we look through it, you realize that option B is the correct option. Right now we've come to the end of this segment, but there are more videos to come on other subjects. So we believe you enjoy this content and you would like us to bring you more of such. All you just have to do is to click on the like button, hit the subscribe button and tap on bell notifications so you can get alerts as soon as our videos are uploaded.